Anyway, let's watch Music Feels Boring right now.
There was a time when music came with rules. You couldn't sound like anybody, you couldn't dare look like anybody else. And fans knew exactly who they were supporting. And I don't think those rules disappeared, I think they were replaced. And the artists who understand the new rules, they're not just making songs, they're actually creating worlds. Now, like I said at the top of the video, there was actually a time when sounding like somebody else actually came with consequences. And you might be thinking, consequences from who? And it wasn't from the industry, but from the culture and the players in the game itself.
Like not that long ago, you'd get clowned and really talk bad about if your song sounded remotely like anybody else's song.
Yeah.
But now, if your don't sound exactly like whoever had the last hit, then you're not doing a good job. It's the weirdest thing in the world, and I don't understand it. Remember that when you got called a biter? If you even if you said a line from anything that sound close to another song, or if your beat sounded the same as anything else, or if your hook sounded kind of like anything else, you got called a biter. Oh, you biting, you a biter. That was like it was a sin to even remotely sound like anybody else, and now that's all you can do.
So there are people who feel like music culture has stopped enforcing originality, and because of that, artists stopped being identities and started really becoming variants of each other. And once that happens, everything starts to blur. And I think the blur is what people are reacting to when they say that music feels boring right now. They're not talking about the sound, they're talking about how you guys are making them feel.
It's not exciting. The rappers are not exciting. The singers are not exciting. There's no new choreographers. There's no new companies coming up. Like, who's making something?
You gotta realize though, a lot of people are getting put on. A lot of people are getting put on from early, bro. And I'm talking, when I say put on, I mean industry. Like, there are labels behind a lot of these people that are coming up right now. And it's always been happening. The whole industry plan bullshit, right? Always been happening. But y'all realize a lot of niggas on that shit. And what they looking at? Money. They looking at stats. And then the underground, to me, personally, the underground sound the same, bro. Nah, let me not say that. Nah, let me say that. The underground sound the same to me, bro. Low key. Does that mean niggas ain't coming out with bangers? Nah. I got a couple young niggas dropping bangers, bro. Who ain't no dropping bangers? But truthfully, a lot, and I'm not even saying these people who I talking about who ain't know are even dropping are in this category what I'm about to say. But a lot of people, a lot of the underground are biting off of each other, and they all low key sound the same. You could listen to 10 different artists, and you feel like you listen to the same person, bro. Low key. Does not mean niggas ain't dropping heat. Nah. It's just, we're just saying it low key all sound the same. You know what I mean?
Something new and fresh.
I think there's a lot of new and fresh shit happening. It's just not shit that we gonna like. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of new artists coming out of this, that, the other, doing it off like crazy small shit, but it's not shit we would listen to.
And we need new, different stuff, right?
Now, Nothing Inspires Me is a pretty harsh review, but I also think it's a signal that fans are feeling like they don't have anything to belong to. And that emptiness, right? The emptiness that the fans are feeling, that doesn't just stay abstract. And eventually, that feeling starts to show up in places where we expect fan loyalty to be at its peak.
Earlier I saw this video about the concert experience. I would stitch it, but I lost it. And this guy was explaining in this interview just how shitty concerts are now, and I completely agree. For how much I love the live concert experience, like, I gotta admit, the entire, like, vibe of it has changed, especially, like, the big, massive concerts and festivals. First off, these things are getting so fucking expensive, it's not even worth it at this point. Then on top of that, they always add these bullshit fees, like Ticketmaster, for example. They always add on all these fees that you know for a fact do not exist because they're an electronic ticket. They're just ones and zeros. If you're going to a rap show, don't expect the acts to ever be on time. And not only will they not be on time, but they will be extremely late. A lot of bands also don't like to have cell phones for their sets, which I can kind of understand, especially if it's in the dark, which you could argue could ruin the experience for some people. But hey, we live in the 21st century. I mean, there's gonna be cell phones. What are you gonna do? And there's some acts that literally do not rap during their performances. Being able to perform while singing and or rapping was literally considered a skill. And I believe if you look at acts 20, 30 years ago, it's a completely different science than it is.
Now I think we can all pretty much agree that concerts are the top of the mountain peak for a fan experience. So when concerts start to feel hollow, especially to people that like to go to them, I think that one, that should be a signal to the artist. And 2, it's a sign that the relationship is weak long before anybody hits the stage. And I also think that's when artists start to ask the wrong questions. Instead of asking, how do I deepen my relationship with fans, most artists will ask, how do I perform better? Or how do I get more people to the show? But world building doesn't start with you becoming a better performer. It actually starts with you figuring out yourself.
Oliver Tree, the character, the persona. Can you describe what that character was like?
It was myself and authentic to me, but turned up to, I want to say an 11, but it's probably more like a 22 or something like that. The haircut was the haircut I had my whole life. I was too scared to get any other haircut. The jacket was something I stole from my mom and my dad would wear it in the 80s. The pants were the pants I always wanted. The glasses were like the little glasses I would wear as a kid that made me feel cool. So it was kind of taking the most ridiculous versions of myself and kind of just like putting it into one place.
Now, if you watch my artist archetype breakdown video, then you will know that I personally break artists into 3 categories when they're building out their artist personas: your purists, your characters, and your hybrids. And I think that whether you decide to create an artist persona or really try to figure out how to be yourself, one thing is very clear. You have to commit to it, because that commitment is what gives fans something to recognize. And once the recognition exists, context starts to change what things are worth.
I paid $1,000 for a backyard concert, and it was the best show of my life. I flew all the way to Vallejo, California for this. Included in the ticket cost is a lifetime access to all future shows. The line was right down the street. This is for the rapper LaRusso, and the coolest thing is this is his house, his mother's house that he grew up in. In the backyard, they built this awesome setup, stage, bleachers, the whole 9. Even the neighbors had a good view. And then he began the show. He invited me up on stage, and I let him know how much his music inspired my art. And then he had a violinist perform. Then the artist broke down in tears because he was blown away by the support. It was beautiful to see so many brothers vulnerable. Outside the concert, he had free food that came with the ticket. And then at nighttime, he had a banquet dinner of all the people who bought the $1,000 ticket. And this was also included with the ticket cost. They had shrimp,
online.
Of all the people who bought the $1,000 ticket. And this was also.
What is that? What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is, but I look like a stomach ache. I look like a stomach ache right there, bro. Jesus Christ.
So included with the.
Is that mac and cheese? Or is that mashed potatoes? What the fuck is that?
With the ticket cost, they had shrimp, lobster, steak. They even had a vegan option. I don't know anyone offering this much value for $1,000. Shout out to LaRusso. I'd do it again.
So here's a fan who loves this artist so much that he's willing to pay to step inside of a universe that already meant something to them. And all the artist had to do was start the steps to building that world. And I also think that when a world exists, value stops being confusing for both the fan and the artist. And that's why for a lot of fans, some things last long after a rollout is over.
What's the longest amount of time that you've owned a pair of socks? I've owned these Tyler the Creator, these Odd Future donut socks for 12 years. Can you beat that? And they're still in decent condition.
Now, I wouldn't have bet that that object didn't survive because it was just basic merch. For that fan, it was proof of belonging to something. And that distinction actually matters way more than most artists realize. And I think that since the dawn of time, right, since the dawn of artistry, artists have always tried to get off, you know, the t-shirt, hat, hoodie combo, a lot of really basic kind of merch stuff. And there's a place for that within your ecosystem. And for a lot of fans, products only work when it makes sense inside of a story.
Oh my God, tastes like a 3 and 9-3. What's going on, man? I ain't gonna lie to you.
Sauce Walker promoting a new lean flavored soda brand to help people kick their lean addiction. That's actually kind of smart, bro. Low key. I think we gonna make it out the hood with this one, bro. Like, damn, that shit makes sense.
Tay, welcome to the future. Hey, Tay, this is not promo. This ain't none of that, man. Hey, what this shit? Look for this. I'm good. And we got the new flavor that just dropped, hitting the streets. Trish and Canada for all our Trish lovers. Oh my God. If you love Trish, drink this, and you don't gotta get high and still handle your business. Quago is the flago. You know what I'm talking about? You want that good flavor? You need to get on that Quago. This is why niggas be on that oil. Yeah, that's why they be on that oil. Yeah, man. It makes this whole look good. But now you can enjoy the taste. Imagine you can enjoy the taste of Hennessy, but you don't gotta wake up with a hangover and have a drunk accident. That's what we did for you, man. You could drink this on the way to the gym.
Who enjoys the taste of Hennessy, bro. Genuine, I say this with a straight face. I think if you enjoy the flavor of Hennessy, you kill old people. Yeah, I genuinely believe that shit. Cause my nigga, what? You enjoy the taste of Hennessy, bro. Just leave the chat. Just leave it. Don't come back. Do not come back. Please. Please. If my boy ever come to me and say, bro, I love the taste of Hennessy, bro, I gotta look at that nigga. I'm gonna seek professional help because that's my boy. I wanna see you do better with your life, bro. I need you to do better in your life. Because for when you say you love the flavor of Hennessy, boy, there's something is not going right, bro. Something serious is not going right. Because what the fuck? Damn. Damn.
You don't gotta wait on the way to the job, on the way to the church. You can share with you.
Examples of an artist creating a product that makes sense to the world they've been building. Because if you listen to the rapper Sauce Walka and a lot of his music, yeah, it's about rappers like him and people in Houston in general have gone through and are going through because of lean culture in Houston. So when a rapper who not only has experienced that and been through that themselves finds a way to
Lean culture in Houston. What's our culture over here in the wild? We just drink. We drinkers. Bahamians, we drinkers, bro. We got the new set with my generation and shit, who now smoking and shit. But I feel like as a culture, bro, we just drinkers, bro. Like that's just what we do. Like you cannot beat us at that shit, bro. Like we got that shit on lock, bro. Oh my God.
talk about that in the music and then create a product that represents that, I think that that's the golden jackpot of artist products. Because when something belongs to the world, fans don't really need convincing. They already understand the context. And that's when your fan culture needs less instructions. And speaking of fan culture, there is a moment within world building where a world stops being about just the aesthetic of it and the products within it, and actually starts being a language or a way that your fans speak to each other.
My apps!
So that's a fan explaining how to say everyday things in Cartinese, which, for those of you who don't know, is Playboi Carti's fan base language. And as funny as that joke is, we gotta admit, bro seems pretty fluent. And that represents something beautiful, right? Because when fans can start to translate and explain the world to each other, then the artist doesn't really have to explain much anymore. And at that point, the fan culture starts to carry itself. And once the vibe of the world is felt by your fans and the language starts to spread, figuring out how to identify with you visibly becomes way easier.
Carti is still the best dressed. He likes to mix it up. I don't care what y'all gotta say about that thong. That thong was fire.
No, it wasn't. See, and this is what I was just about to say about this nigga. Bro, his fans, Carti's fans would ride this dude with no hands until they die of exhaustion, bro. I swear to G, bro. Y'all need to calm the fuck down, boy. Carti fans genuinely need to chill the fuck out, bro. There's no way you got this grown ass man saying the next grown ass man's song was fire, bro. Bro, like, but our generation gotta do better, boy. Like we are above this shit, bro. Like, fuck, boy.
What inspired your fit?
Today I am dressed as King Vamp. I'm a cosplayer type, so I figured I'm a cosplay as the better Playboi Carti. You feel me? So got the crown on. I got the cloak with me. I got the fur. I got the.
Bro, if you got a grown ass man saying your ass look good, bro, I guess you're doing something right. Pause.
trip pants. You know, we got it all today. We got it all.
Who's the best dressed, Cardi, Ken, or Lone?
As of this very moment, Cardi is still the best dressed. He likes to mix it up. I don't care what y'all gotta say about that thong. That thong was fire. Shut the fuck up. But Lone is low-key catching up. He has a lot more diversity in his style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Cardi for what he does, but Lone's getting there. Lone's getting there. Yeah.
He's a scary fucking nigga. But you can imagine this tall ass dude with all this shit on just come walking towards you. Damn. That thong fire, boy. The fuck? Bro, I would shit myself on sight, bro. I would dead ass shit myself on sight, my nigga. What? Nah, B, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good.
So as wild as that clip is, we can clearly see the point, right? Fans in Playboi Carti's world don't really need explanations. As a matter of fact, they could be in a room with 10 million people in it and see each other and recognize each other instantly. And at that point, I don't think it's fair to call that fandom. I think we gotta call it what it is, a tribe. And I get it, right? Like a lot of these things are definitely way easier said than done. And I don't necessarily expect every artist at every stage to be able to go put together the best versions of each of these different categories. But if you break world building down into these really simple categories that you need to focus on, right? The aesthetic and the look of the world, the unique experiences that come with the world, the unique person that comes with the world, and also the things and objects I can get if I take part in this thing, then that effort definitely compounds over the career of most artists. And if you can figure out how to bring all those things together in a way that really does uniquely represent you and your music and, you know, the type of people you want to attract, then you unlock the final stage of world building, which is when consumption turns into protection.
Now turn it over to Councilmember McKee Rodriguez for a point of personal privilege.
Thank you, Mayor. And I actually have a few. Today's going to be a very challenging day, but I'm going to start off on a positive note. I want to wish a very, very happy birthday to a very, very special woman. She is an advocate for higher education, a philanthropist, a mogul, a poet, and a mother. She actually has many, many children, sons particularly. She once said, "Spur of the moment, I ball like Ginobili and you can get D'd up on," celebrating our beloved San Antonio Spurs while inviting the opposition to collect their L's in peace. Happy birthday to the queen of rap, Nicki Minaj. I can't wait to get a copy of her new album, Pink Friday 2.
Now on this channel, I've played lots of clips of fans who are willing to crash out about their favorite artists or even put themselves in embarrassing or uncomfortable situations. And I'm telling you guys now, no rollout can create that and no budget can buy that. That only happens when the fans start to feel like the world is a part of who they are. Now, I think the reality is that all artists don't lose fans because their music isn't good. For a lot of music fans, once they finish that song or they finish that music video, there's nothing for them to connect to. No tribe to join, no shared group of people to talk and enjoy this culture with. A lot of you artists are just letting your fans finish the song and then walk into the world emotionally available to connect with something else. But you gotta realize when it comes to fans, songs get streamed, worlds get protected and invested in. And the artists who understand that don't just release music, they build universes and entire worlds. And if you need help building out your world as an artist, we actually offer that as a service. We help you figure out the aesthetic, the vibe, and the mood of it, and then how to translate that into content and things that you can activate as an artist. So if that's something that you're interested in, link is in the description below. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the other side. But I wanna know how you guys feel about the overall artist world building process. Which of it is the most difficult for you? Is it building the persona? Is it figuring out how to do unique experiences? Is it figuring out unique products, or is it really just bringing it all together? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Other than that, if you like this video,